So you're the CMO of ShipBob, where you've led the marketing team for a number of years. But I'd love to kind of go back to those early days. Like, what made you join ShipBob in the first place? And like, can you explain just like what was ShipBob like at the time?
Yeah. So before Watchmaster, even a lot of my background was more in B2B SaaS, and I'd done some B2C. I always liked the B2B side a lot more. And so, when I left Watchmaster, I knew I wanted to get back into just B2B software and specifically in e-commerce. And so I actually joined BigCommerce. So I was at BigCommerce for a few years, which was a lot of fun. And I learned an insane amount. We had a very talented leadership team that I was able to learn from as well, along with some of my colleagues. And then when I was there, ShipBob reached out. And I still remember getting the email. I was not looking for a new role. I hadn't interviewed anywhere else during my whole time at BigCommerce. I got the email and I just delete the email. I go about my day. And then that night I'm like, what was the company with that funny name that's like allegedly growing like this fast? And I've never heard of them. Because at Watchmaster, we did a lot of things really well. We obviously scaled very, very quickly, but I think inventory management and supply chain management and fulfillment, we did not do well. And that was so important for us because, again, we're shipping these extremely valuable goods. And so I felt that pain firsthand. And I was like, okay, if I can partner, with these people that want to create essentially the easy button for fulfillment, which is a very painful and labor intensive and an expensive process, then that would be pretty amazing. And so, just from my work in like the B2B SaaS space on the marketing side, again, at the time, BigCommerce or ShipBob was newer, and their presence wasn't extremely well known. I just thought it'd be a strong fit. And so, yeah, just met the founders and saw the product and instantly was like, okay, I need to find a way to join this company.
And so just so I understand it, ShipBob sort of solved the problem of, I guess, all of the shipping. So what happens after you actually buy a product online? There's the fulfillment centers. Where does all this go? And so ShipBob sort of handles all of like, I guess, the back end infrastructure of actually how do you get it from somebody placing an order on the website to a customer's door?
Yeah. So for some background, because a lot of people won't necessarily know what ShipBob is. So we are a global fulfillment platform. And so we want to just really make things easy for these small, medium, mid-sized businesses to be able to, sell online and fulfill orders online. And so we have our technology, which is how they power they can power their entire supply chain through our technology. And that sits on top of our physical infrastructure. And so we have 40 plus facilities, fulfillment centers in the United States. And then we've got another dozen or so in Canada, in the UK, across the European Union and Australia. So you can send your inventory to us. We hold it. And then whether you're selling it on your, .com store like Shopify, BigCommerce, or Woo, you're selling it through marketplaces like Amazon or Target, you're selling through, physical retail. And so you need us to send it to Nordstrom or Saks or something like that. We can, and then, we actually power fulfillment for TikTok. So you want to sell through TikTok. And so no matter how you want to sell and no matter where you want to sell from a global perspective, we can actually do the fulfillment for you, and then you can use our software to manage your entire supply chain.
And I'm curious, like what ShipBob was like when you joined, because I imagine it took a long time to kind of build out all those different distribution centers and fulfillment centers. Like, how big was the company? What was the state of the marketing team, revenue? Can you kind of paint a little bit of a picture for us?
Yeah, so we've fortunately, I think, kept the overall company again, relative to our size, rather lean, including the marketing team. So I oversee the marketing team. I also see the partnership team as well. But yeah, when I joined, we had 4 or 5 fulfillment centers in the US that I was at. We were pretty much solely focused on direct to consumer. So we didn't do all things omni. I mean, we did some stuff through Amazon, but that was really it. The marketing team, I think, was like 3 people at the time, plus me. So yeah, we were definitely earlier stage. The company was really founded off of outbound sales. And so I joined, marketing was really like, call it a year into its evolution. And I joined in 2018. So I've been there for 5.5 years.
And like, what were your initial goals for the marketing program? You said that, the company was traditionally on outbound sales. Like when you come in and you have this like small team, what do you do to start building a marketing program at ShipBob?
Yeah, so it was a combination of a few things. And so especially my day one focus was not just marketing, but also the partnership function as well, which leads into some of the marketing, which I'll talk about in a second. And so good friend of mine who also was on my team at BigCommerce, he left and launched his own SEO agency, which was one of the huge needle movers we had at BigCommerce. And so I knew, and one thing I want to do is like, and I think a lot of B2B companies make this mistake, whether they're early stage or whether they're later stage, is like not focused, like not prioritizing channels. They'll try to do like everything under the sun, or they'll look at, let's say where we are at ShipBob today and say, well, ShipBob's doing paid search and paid social and affiliate and, you know, TV and out of home and podcasts and everything under the sun. But yeah, we evolved to that stage. Like we didn't start really going beyond really 3 core marketing channels. And I'd say 5 demand gen channels, including outbound and partnerships, until we were well over 100 million in annual revenue. And so people, I think, just spray and pray way too much. And so for us, it was like, okay, what are the channels? And so I won't, unless you want me to, like get too into it, but we essentially like, you know, create this 2x2 grid, which was essentially like impact and confidence. And it's essentially creating this like ceiling and floor measure of the different channels. And so we're like, okay, well, what channels are going to move the needle? Like in B2B SaaS, SEO is a proven channel, and we are like a known entity. And so like we solve a known problem. And so like e-commerce fulfillment, e-commerce 3PL, those types of things, like there are search queries for what we do. Whereas some solutions, you know, they just, it's tough to even describe what the solution is. And so people can't even search for it. So anyways, like, okay, well, there's a known problem. So, and SEO works for B2B SaaS, so we're going to focus on SEO. Paid search, same thing. Again, maybe it's like lower in your 2x2 grid because it's so darn expensive. But there's a lot of benefits you can get from that, including data, and then like affiliate marketing. And so we're like, okay, we're only going to focus on these. And then SEO, I think a lot of people think, well, it's going to take so long. I think if you do it right and you know how to scale it, you can actually scale SEO really quickly. And so SEO was a huge home run for us early. And at the same time with partnerships too, because I think with partnerships and partner marketing, e-commerce is such like a tight-knit ecosystem. We're really able to get, I think with a lot of the larger partners, or they were larger than us at the time. And so it's, I mean, to be honest, like what I jokingly told my team there was treat this like you're in high school. So at the time, I'm like, Shopify is like the star quarterback. Like we want to be going to like, you know, we're at the party or whatever with like the star quarterback. It's a popularity contest. And so like, who are these other companies? There's BigCommerce was really big at the time. Klaviyo is huge. Like how do we, Gorgeous was a very up and coming company. Like how do we partner and do things with these other brands, leverage their brand awareness, leverage the confidence that the consumers and sellers have with these brands, you know, or these technology partners of ours, to just really elevate our presence. And so huge focus there, let's say on the branding side, was more on like the partnership side. And then on the marketing side is really, you know, how do we leverage SEO and how do we leverage paid and the data between the two to really drive, you know, a lot of just data decision making across those channels.
I love this answer, honestly, selfishly, because I think this is how I've been thinking about investing in Doc. I mean, Eric, who's quietly listening as a producer of this call, his background's all in SEO, and that's where we've quietly been investing for a long time, and we're slowly getting into the partner game.